Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. This is Tony, and welcome to today's video, our next episode of Breaking News. So I had to make this really quick. I'm actually on my lunch at work, so I'm going to try to get this done quickly. Huge news, absorber chips, Nerfs are coming in. Orbital support will get some tweaks, and the Revenant did as well. Very, very awesome stuff. So just so you guys know, earlier this week, PC platforms have joined the iOS, Android, Amazon matchmaking pool. We're currently monitoring how it's going on the technical side of things. It will be all good and stable by Tuesday. We'll likely enable mode selection on PC. Stay tuned. That is great news. So happy for the PC, so they could play all the modes. Beacon Rush, I think before they're limited to domination, they get TDM, free-for-all, all that good stuff now. So very, very cool. We plan to release a balance update someday next week, focusing on shield chips first and foremost. Here's what to expect. Oh, here it is, guys. Number 1, significant nerfs to absorber chips, which address numerous complaints on the current shield overabundance. At this point, shields became too overwhelming and it needs to be addressed for the overall health of the meta. I agree, it's gotten out of hand, but I kind of just dealt with it. Slight buffs to Belova and Kistin. Expect details soon. Very excited about that. I thought those weapons underperformed, especially the Kistin. Those are very, very weak. I tried running those 4 on the nodes and they barely do anything. I got one question for Pixonic. Are people who have the shield chips, I know a lot of people spent a lot of money and resources getting these things. Is there going to be any form of compensation like we've seen in the past when things got nerfed? I know a lot of people got these by using real life money and gold, and they kept having to spin in the chip store and then buying, the blues and the purples and then combining them up to try to get the gold. So I know a lot of people spent a ton of money getting these things. So I'm just curious if there will be any form of compensation this time around like we've seen in the past. And also, where is that feature that you said was coming where we can combine T4 chips that we don't want into other things? We're still waiting on that as well. So the orbital support was designed to be a sort of ultimate ability. Orbitals must be rare, highly tactical, and extremely situational. Yet on the previous test session, orbitals were going off way too often. Each match felt like a fireworks show, spiraling you into sensory overdrive. Yeah, it was kind of out there. Ideally, each player should never be able to trigger their orbital more than 1 to 2 times per match. To achieve that, we continue tweaking the rates at which the orbital is charging. Okay, we will also work on visuals to achieve a better feeling of impact and effect telegraphing, allowing targets to escape the damage zones once they see markers on the ground. It wasn't hard before if you were paying attention. So now that they're going to make it a little more obvious for people, it'll be very easy to dodge these things. Revenant. One thing that wasn't clear with the Revenant is the whole maintainability resistance part of the kit. Really, what the heck is that? It is simple actually. When Revenant's ability is active, it won't receive any unrepairable damage. So like damage taken from sonic weapons. The gray damage that eats away at your durability bar, by the way. What's your word for it? Tell us what you call it in the comments. That, of course, is not all. We got many other takeaways from your feedback. So listen, guys, this is why I tell you, and this is why we have our test server streams on the weekends. Sorry we couldn't do it last week. We had some other stuff going on, and it wasn't working properly, but they listen to our feedback. And shout out to you all who are doing the test server, filling out these surveys. We're getting things done out here, and that is great news. So people said Revenant is too fast. That's true. On the last test session, Revenant had a bug that gave it more mobility than it was supposed to have, about 60 kilometers per hour rather than the 45. That has been fixed. The teleportation range was too high. On the upcoming test, we tuned it down from 500 to 350, keeping it consistent with, say, the Scorpion's ability. Okay, so that's huge nerf. And I agree, that was 500. Geez Louise, that's far. Visuals aren't cool enough. That I don't agree with. I think it's an extremely cool looking robot and the coolest robot we've had in a while. But they aren't changing anything there, so it does not matter. Weapon placement is awkward, people said. This is where we firmly stand by our original design with Revenant. We are looking to make a fun asymmetric design. Okay. Revenant is OP overall. Revenant received high marks on the test server, but many found it a little too strong. Let's see how it was to fare now with reduced speed and shortened teleportation range. It really wasn't that OP. There was only 1 or 2 builds that were very effective. Other than that, it was not strong at all. So I think people are overreacting, calling it OP, but hopefully these balance changes satisfy those people. We are looking at your comments during the next test session just to be sure to not leave orbital strike feedback under the Revenant section C. Okay. Acid sprayers, Toxin and Bane. Toxin went to the test server in a somewhat bugged state last week. Those floating parts look kind of cool though. We fixed the key issues and also buffed the weapon slightly. Hopefully did it more than slightly. On the test server, it performed worse than the flamethrowers. Now they should be more or less on par. It was doing like 2 to 3 times less damage than the flames. So hopefully they gave it a significant buff. Titan anti-control. Some propose that Titan anti-control makes plated armor kits redundant with the extra durability bonus it gives. In fact, there was still a significant trade-off on picking anti-control over plated armor kits. A max anti-control gives 9% durability boost, while plated armor kit has 12%. We won't be touching Titan anti-control stats on our next server session, and I agree, because that Titan anti-control, it has a cooldown once it's activated once. So you could be locked down. I mean, that's a total waste if it was just the anti-control. So I think the addition of the durability to that module is excellent, and it actually makes the anti-control more worth using. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with their choice there. High graphics preset went online on the test server. If you have a powerful device and you want to feel the real difference, check out Valley, Canyon, and Abyss maps. On others, the effects aren't as noticeable yet. We're cooking up the entire graphical overhaul for those maps, but differences to spot there as well. And that seems to be it. So thank you for Artemy for putting this together for us and keeping us all informed. Artemy, what a great member of the War Robots team. That is it for today, guys. Keep your eyes out. I will be posting the next giveaway tomorrow, and we should have a stream in the morning as well. Appreciate you all. Hope everybody has a great day and keep coming back.